Hello everyone, welcome to the Tin of Cards monthly card kit class. This is one of my well-loved and well-used stamp sets. I love the variety in the different gradings and the different font. You have your smaller font and your flirty bigger font. So I really like this set. Our first card we're going to make, I'm going to use the Happy Hello stamp, and you'll want to use your supplies that have a butterfly in them. And I put all of your supplies for both cards in one envelope, so that you could do two at a time if you would like. This card's going to come together pretty quickly because all the layers have been cut for you. You may need to poke out some pieces of your butterfly because I cut them for you but didn't take the time to poke out all the pieces. So now we're really just assembling. There's only one thing you have to stamp here, and that is your greeting. And I chose a Happy Hello for this, but you could choose any of the greetings you want. They will all fit on that circle. So ink up your stamp, stamp a Happy Hello or whichever greeting you choose. My ink is very inky. Had to peel that off. So while that dries, set it over to the side and we'll start assembling our layers. If I can find my adhesive. There it is. Okay, so you're going to put this white piece on top of this black piece. And usually I would think we would stamp that, but this is just adding dimension to your card. Now, I see that I cut this a little different than I cut yours. Okay, there's actually two different ways I cut for these supplies, and I'm sorry for the confusion. If you have a full piece of cardstock like this, you will attach that to your card, and then you will attach your DSP, and then you will attach the black strip that's running away from me over the top like that. Okay, so that's how I meant to cut them all, but I confused myself and did something different. So some of your kits might have a white piece like this and a blue piece like this. So if that's the case, then you'll just attach your DSP, leaving a little 1/8 inch edge everywhere, and then attach your white piece over the top, and it just will overlap it a little and leave your 1/8 inch along the bottom and the sides and the top. Okay, and then you will attach this whole thing to your card base. Now, I use thick white cardstock for this card. Sometimes I like to use the thicker cardstock if white is my base. I didn't use it for the layers, but just for the base. And I wanted you guys to see what that thick cardstock feels like. So now we've got that layer going. Our black strip. Kind of covers the top right along the edge of your white. Oops, I left a little, didn't quite cut that long enough. Well, it's just going to have to be that way now because I really stuck a lot of adhesive on there. Now, I didn't put this on dimensionals, but if you wanted to add more depth, you could do that. And then we assemble our circle, goes, oh gosh, my ink was not dry. That new black needs some time to dry. Luckily I can cover my ink mess right there. Hopefully you guys won't have that problem. Now when you put these dimensionals on, I kind of try to make them hit over on the sides where they're going to be a little lower. I don't know if that makes sense. So that they'll fall over here instead of there, because that's already up a layer. It probably doesn't really matter, but that's what I was attempting to do. Now, you have your butterfly already cut that's going to go right there. And we have this thread. This thread is not my favorite stuff to work with, but it does add a little something to the card, so I go through the trouble of working with it sometimes. I'm going to stick glue dots on the body of my butterfly on the back. And one would usually be enough, but because I'm going to use it to help me stick my thread there, I'm going to stick 3 and try to put them in the places where they won't show on the other side of the body. Then I'll take this thread and just wrap it around my hand. I maybe did 3 fingers. I can't remember exactly how I did it. That's a lot of thread. And you just want to kind of stick. You can kind of fan it out, but just stick so some sticks to those pieces. And you mostly want your ends to stick there so that you don't have these weird ends kind of coming everywhere. Like I said, it's not my favorite stuff to work with, but kind of looks fine however you do it. So I just have this little bit of thread coming around the back. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but you just stick it down, and then I kind of like to lift the wings a little. They may get flattened in the milling, but it looks pretty to me at the moment. And we take a rhinestone. I like to use my paper snip scissors to pick those up. And that is your card. And there's my sample, so I have 2. And I thought you could do this with any color and make a pretty set of cards with all different colors of DSP. This designer paper came from the Soft Subtles paper stack, so that's a card you could make a whole set of for somebody. But I should warn you that all the different layers, cutting those out is a little tedious, and the butterfly, so think twice before you make a big set of this. Okay, on to the next project.